This is Jesse with Spade and Archer. We're here today for our stage day. At this point in time, you've seen the first two earlier videos. Today we're going to be staging. Our first step is to take a look at the place, do a walkthrough, get some preliminary safety gear on the ground, some mats and runners, unload, and install the staging. So here we are in living room, room number 1. We've got sofa underneath the window. We got media cabinet right here. Chairs 45'd in, 8x10 rug, I'm assuming, for the, it's got pulled for here. Round coffee table. And then we've got bistro being peninsulaed underneath the table here. Probably do it without that 5x7 that we pulled. Number 2, number 3. And then back here is the master, room number 4. This is a queen. Yes, underneath this window. And let's put the 6x8, or the extra, yeah, underneath here for this one. I don't know if Justin tagged something, but yeah, it'd be worth putting it down ahead of time. And then directly behind us here, room number 5, twins. These are underneath the window. So no headboard for either. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we have an auxiliary office. And then outdoor dining for 6. So this is interesting. We have 2 dueling desks here in this office. Let's put a tape down and see if an 8x10 rug fits. If it does, let's try that first. And then we've got dueling desk. We'll hold off on the chairs for now because they probably won't fit. If they do, it'll be a single probably inside the door here. And then centralized media cabinet here. So every room gets assigned a number. This is 5, so I'm going to take this room number 5, which is the twin, the twin room. And so we put all the totes down. We set these rooms up in order of operations and everything goes exactly where it's supposed to go. So if the beds are going underneath this window, we set the frames up first, we bring the mattresses in, we keep everything clear of that area so that way we can be the most efficient as humanly possible and just get everything set up perfectly the first time. From there, we'll explode everything, put it together, and then make edits as we need to. The back of the road here. Feel it up, man. Cool. So, one of the things we really like to do in homes is to make sure that the paint is as neutral and as bright as possible. And what the neutral paint allows us to do is it allows us to design with color. And we think about the whole house in terms of color blocking. So here we're in the living room, and what we want to do is we want to dominate this room with a sort of gold, black, yellow vibe all throughout so it reads consistently. And then in our master bedroom, we've got like a mauve, pink, brown scheme, and then a teal scheme for the twin bedroom. And when the paint is neutral, it allows us to be really flexible with these color schemes and make them pop as much as humanly possible or be as quiet if need be. And it allows us to play up qualities to the house or downplay qualities to the house. And so that's a really important value for us and is advantageous in certain scenarios. What determines a paint color for us can be inherent in the room itself. So in this case, for instance, we knew that the front door of this house was painted this sort of sunflower yellow, and because it opens directly into the living room, we wanted to make sure that that carried throughout so there was no conflict or contrast. At this stage, we've gone ahead and we've roughed in all of the big pieces of furniture and all of the smalls. So we've unpacked everything, we've got everything in its rough place. We've got all the linens, art, accessories, and furniture as is. And this is according to the floor plan. And we've gone through, we've made a couple of tweaks here and there, but mostly according to the floor plan at this point. We're waiting for Justin so that we can do some official tweaks at the end. So right now, everything is looking pretty good. We've got a couple issues, like some cord things to finish up, and we haven't done any of the detail work in terms of like leveling everything and getting everything perfect. It's just the rough state. So art is on the ground. It is just roughly placed as is. We've blocked out all of our colors. Everything is looking pretty good, and we're just kind of looking for big red flags in terms of scale, missing things, any types of adjustments to furniture that we can make whatsoever. And then this is a really interesting space for us because it's got a couple things going on. We're sort of in an auxiliary office space here. And one of the nice things about this space is this illustrates the value of good, fresh, bright paint. Here we are in the Pacific Northwest, and it's a very typically overcast, cloudy day here. And because this place is bright white, it feels very large. And we're essentially in a shed that's been converted into an office space, and it reads beautifully because of its finish work and its bright paint. And a typical office space for us usually tries to demonstrate at least a desk and soft seating for two, but this is kind of a cool, unique space, and because it's auxiliary to the house, we've trying to do something a little bit special here. We've got 2 desks in here and then no soft seating, so it's sort of a workspace where it can be like a space for kids to study, but also for a young professional working from home to also work, and a multifunctional room. You could also be watching TV, hanging out here, playing video games, that type of thing. So it's a cool extra bonus space, and we're trying to show it not as the typical necessarily office space.
Hey, buddy.
Nothing.
What's going on?
Well.
Nice. All right, shall we?
Yes.
All right, cool.
All right, so we've got everything roughly laid out here.
Okay. Do you want to just go through and look at the whole thing first, and then we'll come back and make comments afterwards? All right, cool. Excellent. Oh, this queen was fine in here, yeah?
Yeah, I was a little worried about the scale and getting through to the door, but I think it actually works.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like you read my mind. You knew exactly what I wanted. This is fantastic. All right,
We'll turn
cool.
down on.
Let's go look at the back. This worked out fine.
Yeah.
They were afraid it was going to block the walkway.
Yeah, because this office is definitely one of the more interesting selling points to the place. So I feel like making sure people have a clear path back here is important.
It's so cute.
Yeah. And I can see a little bit more going on in a couple spots.
As I fall over. Try to stand up, Justin. Okay. Cool. All right, so let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bring in our crew real quick because we're going to make a couple changes in this room. And while we're going and looking at the other rooms, they'll make those changes by the time we get back. Then we'll actually be able to talk about them. So let's kill these 3 lamps. Let's take this chair, put it in this corner. Let's take that chair, turn it at a 90. Let's sheet the everything down about 4 inches and then rotate that picture 90 degrees. I think it feels a bit more opener in here. We can probably cheat this guy down about 2 inches. These guys just feel super heavy. Yeah. He's fine, you can leave him. We'll just leave him centered. Actually, let's swap these guys. I think I can stay there. I think we can actually, I just want to get him enough so that he's not covering up that. Good?
Yeah, pretty good.
Okay. It's kind of funny that I had pulled the white rug for this room, and I was laying in bed last night, catastrophizing, as I do, and about switching these 2 rugs, and you guys just did it. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah. Is this guy, I'm afraid that now that that chair is over there, that guy is going to be too low. So if we just flip-flop these, and we do this guy here, And that guy over there, I think that guy was pulled for the pink room.
Yeah.
You think he's fine in here?
Well, it depends on how you feel about these 3 series on this wall. This one I was picturing being above the bed, sideways actually too. So turned this way was my thought.
Let's just throw it up there so we can look at it.
So almost serving as a pseudo headboard.
Yeah.
Asymmetrically.
So our headboard's not really going to work in here because we've got this window and we don't want to block that. But if we do these upright, I think we're still getting just as much light as we usually would. Yep. So I think the balance is fine. Either one of those works. I like having the 3 smallers with the 1 big, because if we go 1 big, 2 big, then it's just too much big.
This to me creates a really nice sense of balance where if it's just 1, it might feel a little bit too heavy.
Yeah. Do we rotate these nightstands 90 degrees out, or do we leave them the way that they are?
From the wall corners. I also think this bed might not be centered. I think it maybe goes to the left a little bit.
You got tape?
Yeah, there's one in the office here.
Sorry, now I can't stop.
So 1.5 inches this way.
Okay. I think I just broke the picture frame.
Oh, we can fix that easy.
Okay. Move this guy first. Okay.
And the floor plan didn't call for this rug, but we thought we added it thinking it might denote the master a little bit more. So
Bring it in.
threw it in.
Perfect color. What do you think of this beigey brown with this pink together?
I think it's nice because I think it makes it feel pretty subtle. Okay. You know, it's not too much, whereas we've got like bright teal next door. Yeah. We don't have any neutral rooms in this house yet, so.
We do not have any neutral rooms in this house.
So the master by default almost feels a little bit neutral.
All right.
And we have lights off for the camera shots.
Color temperature is off on this bulb. Do you feel it?
Yeah, it does seem like it.
Yeah. Hey, Derek. Yeah. Can you grab me an alternate light bulb that's warm white? I've got a daylight in this lamp over here. But I think that's the absolute perfect piece of art. I brought a bunch of national parks.
Art, yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to do 3 across here?
Yeah.
Or,
I think maybe this wall, yeah?
okay. How are they going to photograph it? They're going to shoot it from right here, right?
Yeah.
So you'll actually catch it in the eye shot right there. Do you think that there's a chance that they will photograph it from here? Because we have a really big blank wall over there, if they do. And I don't want to do art on every wall. Plus, this makes it hard.
That does make it hard. Okay, let's do this wall. One of the nice things.
Go ahead, Derek.
One of the nice things that's happening in this room is that I feel like it's a very small bedroom, and yet we've shown 2 twin beds in here, which makes it feel very large.
Yeah.
You know, really shows the functionality to its max.
We've got an accent color of brown going on in here already. Mm-hmm. Do we need the fold down? Or do we keep the fold down dark? Like we do the fold down just so that it's just a texture change versus not having, because it's kind of like a grayed out color and there's none of that in any of the artwork. That's not perfect, but
yeah,
it takes it out. I think that's probably a little bit cleaner, yeah?
Yep, it's definitely cleaner.
Okay.
So we'll run a 3 series here. Right by
Yeah, you want to go grab those? So these beds have been made, but they have not been steamed yet. And our guys will go through with a steamer and they'll actually take out all of the wrinkles. We want to make sure that the beds are made exactly how I want them to be made so that when the guys come through, take them apart, steam them, they'll put them back together again the way that they were.
So I can look for an alternative, but these are the most blue teal.
There's 3 that have literally teal skies in them. That's 1. That's 2. Let's change out just this guy. Where do these guys live? I gotta switch it out for a different one. Oh, yeah. There we go. Sequoia. Yeah, he's got just that little bit in there. Plus, I mean, this other piece of gigantic artwork has like every other color known to man in it. So
It's the unifier.
call that the Pantone chart.
Yeah, he makes all colors work.
Let's get that down. I think that'll be super cute.
This one's the strongest in the middle because it's got the highest teal top.
All right, this room is cute. It's
Cool.
done.
Office?
Let's look at the bathroom. We'll need a different shower curtain. You can put that on your list for your pool.
Yes, we will have to purchase it.
There's a whole bunch of different ones in there, boss.
Through the link, right?
Yeah. Just because it's going to get messed up.
And how do you feel about the art being right there above the towel rack, opposed to above the toilet? My only concern is that you don't actually see it unless, well, I guess you've got the mirror shot. So I guess if you walk in, you see it in the mirror.
There's just a lot on that wall.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it's fine.
Cool.
Did I pull you guys any neutrals?
Art?
Art?
I've been using the series as neutrals to supplement.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about neutral artwork groups. All right, so this side's good. Outdoor looks good. There's a lot going on out here, so I don't know if I'd worried about a centerpiece necessarily. Is that the first signs of fall?
There it is.
Fantastic.
Japanese maple, the little star of the yard.
So I was thinking about this being kind of like a little apothecary tray to get some stuff on there, just to keep it interesting. And then we're a little low on accessories. We probably need something with some height. Yeah.
I was thinking those big blue vessels we have. You know what
They
I'm
might
talking
be in the shop by now. I might not be. Do you know if they're there or not?
I do not.
And then my thought is that these guys, since we've got a lot of height with these artwork already, that is there an outlet on that side?
Yeah, there's one underneath this desk.
My thought is that these guys will essentially serve as the desk lamp for these desks. So you want to switch that guy too? Haha! Did the same thing to you as it did to me.
And then Justin, I've got this little piece of art over here covering up the...
Yep. Go ahead and scoot it really close to the desk. Give me, go 1.5 inches off. And then they'll come through and they'll do cord wrangling afterwards, which is fine.
Need to fix this piece of art.
So let's steal this guy, since it's white on white on white, to give a bit of contrast over here. And then we're going to steal this stack, and we're going to create, I did this, so we worked on this yesterday, created this stack of books that becomes a blue, white, blue, white, blue, white. If I use all 5 of them, we'll just have to pull some more accessories for the rest of it. Okay, cool. So I just stole all your accessories basically.
So I've got tall accessories for here,
Yeah.
a couple more accessories for this side, just to kind of fill it up.
Yeah.
We're also seeing this room with this walking mat right now, so it's a little bit more void than it really is.
So, I mean, that's it for your entire pool.
Yep.
It's that and shower curtain. Anything else?
We didn't really look at the kitchen.
Let's go look at the
Dining
kitchen.
area.
All right.
Pretty simple and sweet in here. A little concerned originally about this spacing here. We've got the table centered underneath the window.
Yeah. That which gives you just enough room to sit here, which is about as much as we're going to get.
Yeah.
And then of course we've got this vent here as well, which makes it even more awkward. But I mean,
I think if we keep it tight and
that's the extent of our dining that we're going to get in this house. So, and we're down to 3 on each thing, which is great. Do the lamps go on this side?
it feels a little naked. What if we do 1 and 1? Fill out the corners.
Let's try it all. this one first.
Yeah. Those wrinkled into the same.
Yeah. There you go. Pull them in tight to the, yeah. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Come here and look at it, see what you think. It's as if you just walked in that door.
Yeah, I think that corner definitely needed some light. So regardless of whether or not it's light and light, it feels good with that.
If we toss this over here, then this side's gonna get heavy and that side's gonna be
I like
too
the
light.
balance and the symmetry.
You'll need a timer on this guy still. Then I'm just gonna kind of float this guy out a little bit.
How do you feel about accessories in this room?
We were just bookity bookity. So I moved the National Geographics over here. And I made these a little bit less symmetrical since the whole room is pretty symmetrical. And we can actually cheat this down a little further. About 3 more inches. Good.
Do we want this lamp to mirror this lamp's distance?
Yep. Well, I'll pull this guy in since I pulled him out because that guy was out.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Nice, a little balance and symmetry there.
Yeah, this is good. It feels so much opener in here. Like it feels like it's twice the size it used to be.
Well, and this is a pathway now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Is this chair blocking that pathway at all? Do we need to rotate just a touch? Just like that. Is that good?
Yeah, that's great.
All right, you happy?
Yeah.
That is the creative direction process. So now it's been reviewed one time. The team is gonna go through, they're gonna make changes, they're gonna photograph the entire space. They're gonna shoot those photographs over to me so that I can see the entire space through the lens of a camera. I'll make one more round of comments and changes, and then the space will be done. We'll go through, we'll inventory, and then we'll send an email to our client or a text message.
Yep.
Yeah, saying, hey, we're done. We're ready for you to sell this house. And then that's pretty much the end of the process until the house is sold, and then we destage it.
And we'll be leaving it 100% perfect, everything 100% level, clean, exactly how it should be photographed and shown.
Yeah, it's always our favorite when our clients come through and then they fix everything for us. Inevitably, those houses stay on the market for a long time.
So at this point, we've just done our creative direction with Justin, and what's gonna happen is I'm gonna go back to the shop and get some of our missing pieces, an adjusted shower curtain, a couple odds and ends of accessories for the office space. The team's gonna stay here and start finalizing some things, oiling and waxing tables, hanging and leveling art, and putting the final touches on all the accessories, art, linens, and furniture, and making things look perfect.
So we did all of our thought process yesterday in the warehouse, and today we're just doing all of the activity where we're like moving, and we're not really thinking much about demographics or who this buyer is going to be, but we were just walking through. I was talking to the client about how they used to live in this house and how we are staging this house. The seller had 3 kids, 2-bedroom house. We had 3 kids in 1 bedroom. They used the other bedroom with the pass-through. We intuitively designed it the same exact way to have a kid's bedroom in the back, parents' bedroom in the front, going towards that sliding glass door. We are not necessarily designing for a couple that doesn't have kids. We're designing for the absolute worst case scenario. This is a family of 4 moving into this house and being comfortable. And so we're gonna build that house around their design. Anybody else who's less people than that can see themselves living here as well. But we're gonna try to make it so that the most number of people could move into this house. So we're designing for the largest demographic every single time.
so just got back from a run back to the warehouse to get a couple of things that we needed, some blue accessories, shower curtain, and a couple of items to change out. Looks like art has been hung and things are looking good here. So one of the things that we noticed was lacking in here was a little bit of elevated height here because we've got this big dry erase board and projection screen. So we want to bring something up into it. So we've got these cool, tall ceramic vases that are going to serve as that. Give us some more layering in terms of actual depth and height here. So these changeouts were relatively small in terms of just fine tuning and getting a couple of things that were missing. But they can be pretty substantial sometimes because we don't want to leave any rock unturned. We want to make sure that everything is working to its best potential. So if we need to switch out a sofa or switch out the beds or switch out rugs, get new art, change color schemes, we will do that in this process to make sure that everything is as good as humanly possible. We're not going to settle for anything. So if scale, function, or any quality of showing isn't working, we're going to change it out. We're going to go back to the shop, get a truck, make out as many changeouts as needed to make the space work. We're in this living room space now. We've got all the art up on the walls, which is one of our last steps. When it comes to hanging art, what we do is we use as much ultralight art as humanly possible, canvas wrapped items and things like that. And we're using these really, really small pinhole size nails, and they leave a very, very small hole. And that allows us to use a very light spackle and go in when we destage and pick up all of our furniture and fill those holes. And you will not notice on almost any wall, unless it's painted something like black or something, any of the pinhole that we created with that. So whether it's white, gray, beige, any type of light neutral color, it fills that hole perfectly and allows it to be unseen when we come to pick everything up. So I'm at the stage now where everything is pretty close to final. We might make a couple little tweaks, but what I'm going to do is take a bunch of pictures and send these pictures to our creative director. That way they can see what the space looks like through the lens of a camera, because ultimately the people that are going to be viewing this space is going to be through the pictures online or via a video feed online. So the first impressions are the camera. So we are, in a sense, designing for the camera. So our final editing process is via that experience. So I'm sending pictures to our creative director that are going to review them, and then we're going to talk, send some notes back and forth, make adjustments and changes as needed. Okay, so I'm here talking with our creative director right now. We're talking about some small adjustments here in the final phase. And we were just talking about potentially throwing a mirror into the mix into this living room area near the entry area. Yeah. So Justin's in the shop right now and we're looking at options for what could go here.
Okay, so I've got two mirrors. I've got this round one that's got like a smaller round underneath it. I think it's upside down on the shelf right now. And then I've got this like super traditional 1970s one with a round hook at the top of it.
Yeah, and Justin, I don't know your thoughts, but the round one would be nice because we have so many rectangles in here right now, and we also have this round coffee table that it would kind of play into that and help break things up.
Is there a light switch right there?
There is a light switch, so it would help dodge that.
So that big one is way too big for a light switch, then I'll bring this round one to you in a few minutes.
Perfect.
Okay, was that our only other concern?
That was it.
All right, cool, I'll see you in a few.
All right, thanks. So now that we're all wrapped, I think one of the things that might be on some people's minds is what happens when we leave. Because we essentially leave everything perfect, shut the door, lock it, and now the homeowner is in essentially possession of all of our furniture.
Yes, yeah. So a lot of people they want to put up, security cameras or a big security door, and unfortunately that makes a neighborhood look unsafe, unwelcoming, unfriendly. Yeah. So what came first, the security door or the crime?
Yeah.
And so we try to get them to just relax and be like, it's going to be okay. We've had plenty of thefts. It's not like it happens every day, but once or twice a year, somebody breaks in, and usually they don't steal our stuff. They live in the house and do a lot of drugs and put out their cigarettes on our nightstands. We are heavily insured. And so I think we have a $500 deductible. The worst case scenarios is they pay $500 for the first part, and then our insurance comes in and takes care of everything else. The big thing is that when a house is still on the market, if somebody comes through, they break in, they call us in a panic. They're like, oh my God, help us. We drop whatever it is we're working on, and we go and solve that problem. We go change out the bed sheets, or give them fresh plates, or just go through and just replace anything that's missing within 24 hours so they can get their house back on the market again. Again, we want Spade and Archer to be the easiest part of working on one of these projects, to put your house on the market. So that's the biggest concern. I think a lot of our clients, what they're doing now is they're replacing their doorbells with one of those, what are they called?
A Ring.
A Ring doorbell, yeah, where like somebody rings the doorbell, it records, like I think it's a 45-second video of them, and then, or it has a motion sensor in it, and it goes directly to your phone and it shows you who's there. And they're really sleek looking. They don't look like a camera. They're super easy. Nobody even realizes that it's there, and it's enough for you to record like who's coming in and out of your house. And so highly recommended Rings. Not highly recommended cameras all over the place, because then also your buyers don't feel comfortable to talk about whatever they want. They're like, that's really nice, let's get out of here, versus being like, I hate this office, it's terrible, who would ever decorate with blue? We want them to feel like they can be honest and open in their own home. They shouldn't have to be guarded around what they're going to say as they're walking through.
Comfortable from initiation, from walking through.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.